hear you. Oh, you gotta flip it the other way. The mic.
What do you mean?
Face to blue. This way? Yeah. That's not working. No, that mic won't work. Unplug it?
Check.
No, unplug it. Plug it back in.
Check.
Nope, mic's broken.
Oof. Oh, yeah. Check. Oh, yeah.
Better?
Hell yeah. Check. These headphones are shit, but this sounds great.
The headphones are shit?
Because it's only coming in. On
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
1, 2. Let me hear you.
Adjust it. Check. Yeah, that sounds good. Ooh, yeah. I like it.
Hold
I like this little thing. It's like a rabbit for your pussy.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm dirty today.
Hold on.
It's like one of those rabbit vibrators for your pussy.
All right. Hey, everybody. All right, let me hear you.
Check.
Keep talking.
Check.
Keep talking.
Talking about wrestling. Talking about NXT. Talking about Pat McAfee.
Okay, don't talk. All right, talk.
Check. Talking about dudes who watch our podcast and complain about it. Talking about your tan's very good again.
Thank you.
I gotta say.
All right, how should we position you?
I want it shot like this, like from like a dick perspective.
How is that?
I can't see. Let me sit properly. That's good. That's fine. That's great. I like that.
Want me to back up more?
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. So you're getting me in all my redness. I'm not sweating. Yo, it's brilliant in here, by the way.
The whole new world.
Like, it's nice and cool. I've never stepped into this room in the summertime and been like, oh.
Look how beautiful it is.
It's amazing. I want to live here now.
Where's the Hulkster?
Can I sleep on your couch?
Does he go here?
With the Hulkster? What the hell was that? The Huckster.
I hate that it does that face thing every now and then.
Yeah. Baby. Are we live?
Yeah. How do I turn that shit off? I don't know how.
I don't know. No, we're back. We're here today.
Oh, come on, man. How does the face tracking go away?
I forgot. What is that? The A7 II?
Yeah.
Is there a
Okay,
focus
hold on.
menu that you
I
can?
just did wide focus.
Okay, cool.
It was centered focus, now it's wide focus.
Great. Tell Aaron to get a couple of glasses for us.
Oh, let me get it. Hold on.
Yeah, hell
Here,
yeah.
you want to take this out?
Some of this goodness.
All right, baby.
Oh, nice. These are both for me?
Yeah.
Ah.
Here, you form. Let me get your color good.
Got it. Derek just texted me about a dick hole in the Hogan dummy.
Shit, sorry. My fault.
What happened?
That's my fault.
Why?
I put it in there. They call him the Hogan.
Oh. All right.
Hey, everybody.
It's a sensor. It's like a. It's like the black line. That's his dick. That's he's got like a long thin dick.
2 cup rich.
Oh my god.
Sorry, guys. Sorry, everybody. A little bit of an issue today.
I'm not getting up. You have to come get it.
All right, I'm gonna get up. I just want to see what's going on here. Fix your color. Your color's off.
Your color's off. What did you do to yourself? Were you out in the sun too long? I'm in a mood today. I don't know if you can tell.
It's a good mood to be in.
All right. Oh my god.
Oh, the phone's dropping already? Dude, you that's your thing. You know that, right? That's his thing. I got to talk about this on the air. I don't think people know this. When Rich is... you haven't even drank yet. But when Rich gets drunk, he will manage to drop his phone consistently.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. All right. All right, Angel's Gun Show. You guys ready? Look at this.
This is not what I paid for. Yo, shave those armpits.
I know, I gotta shave my pits. 111. I'm hearing
what's up, buddy?
Tucker out of here.
What's up, man? He's like, get out. Man.
I don't know why I'm hearing myself through your mic.
You're so mad today.
So angry.
You're so mad right now.
1 2 1 2. I'm hearing myself. I'm hearing myself.
You got a lot going on today.
I'm hearing myself. 1 2 3. I'm hearing myself. Why?
This is a very sensitive microphone.
1 1 1. I'm hearing myself. Keep talking.
Check, 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 check.
1
check.
1 1 1.
Welcome to the live in-studio broadcast of Matt Men the Podcast. Today's date, August 6th, 2020.
Keep talking.
2019. I hope you guys got your hand sanitizer.
1 1 1 1 1. Hey, 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 hey. All right, that's good.
Cool.
How do you sound in your headphones? Good?
I sound good. I'm only getting it through one channel.
Through one channel? You could jiggle it. No?
That's all right.
You good?
I ain't gonna jiggle nothing.
All right, boys and girls.
I'll jiggle my dick.
Rich is here.
Hi.
Do you want Hogan next to you or you want to be
I'm
centered?
fine with this. I love sitting here, by the way, because I can stare at you.
Look at me in my beautiful eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
Big Nick's Garage fan over here.
Nick's Garage.
You know who I like? I like to count. I like counting cars.
Which one is that?
This is on History Channel. He's like a big weirdo. He's like a horror host, and he's got like the he's got like the Bret Michaels hairband, like bandana.
Yeah.
And he's got a shop with a bunch of dudes who are like nuts, and then he buys like and restores these like classic cars. And it's a lot of fun, but you can tell this dude may have a couple of problems.
Allegedly.
You know what I mean?
Allegedly.
Or he's like really into something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tapping my nose.
Yeah. You got an itch.
This is mafia.
This is mafia. This is cocaine. I don't know if anybody knows that. All right. Let's get this going, boys and girls.
All right.
All right. You guys ready? Who's ready? Let's tweet out that we're live. Dude, my back is trashed.
What happened? What happened with you? What's the matter with you? What'd you do to yourself? Let me look at you.
All right. Let me...
Oh, there's a nice glass. Surviving quarantine one sip at a time.
Yeah, Jess's glass. That's a
How's she doing? I saw her yelling at the workers outside.
Oh my God, you got a Photoshop already. You're on the casting couch.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh my God.
Can somebody text that to me?
Bruce from Connecticut did it.
Mm-hmm. I know who that is. Hey, listen, I need some extra money for college.
College.
Imagine,
Why don't you do me a favor and come over here? Sit on my lap.
Imagine if the roles were reversed and it was like
women doing it.
Yeah, and it's like, listen, I need some money for college. All right, can you help me out?
All right, take a seat right now. Let me get my camera out.
So what do? Do you mind?
Can you hold your ID up just so we could just make sure?
There you go. 39 from Queens.
39 years old from Queens, New York.
I decided to go back to school. So what's the deal here? You want me to take my top off?
I'm 39 years old. I live in Flushing, Queens. That's the best. Stevie 316.
Stevie 316. I got this from Union Hall in Miami.
All right. Let me hear you again.
Check.
I gotta do a fine balance.
How you doing? How you doing?
Oh, this is why maybe.
Yeah. Do you have a phaser? Do you have a phaser on there?
Phaser. No, your highs were really high and your lows were really low.
Oh yeah.
I knew something was wrong with your voice.
I like it.
It's. I have this gift. I know what you sound like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You got ears?
Because I have those things ears.
You got ears?
And I got good ones. I got clean ears. Listen, top of the line, clean ears.
I got ears, lady. You want me to do something with my ears?
All right. You guys ready? Hold on. I need a power up.
Cheers, by the way.
Yeah, cheers.
Yo, are those the amphetamines you were telling me about?
Yeah.
This guy went on and on about all these amphetamines he's taking.
Yeah.
He's just uppers, bro. Uppers, bro.
Give me all the uppers. Come on. I'm like a truck driver in the 80s.
I gotta stay up.
Large Marge. Well, that was her name? Large Marge,
Tell
right?
Large Marge sent you.
All right. Let's do this, boys and girls. It's a Meat Men episode. All right? In 3, 2, and 1. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Mat Men, your source for all things professional wrestling. I'm Andrew Zarian. I'm joined by the original meat guy, Rich Stambolian.
That's right. What do you want me to do something with my meat? This is why we got this meeting today.
What kind of meat do you sell?
It's hard salami.
Only hard salami.
Straight up.
And whenever you schedule a delivery, you call it a meeting. MEATING.
Absolutely.
Listen, babe, I can't be. I got a meeting.
It writes itself. And every time I say it, I go, MEAT.
Yeah. Rich is here in studio.
Hi.
It's 11 o'clock here on the East Coast when we're recording this, and we've started off with a nice breakfast Pinot Grigio.
Nice Pinot Grigio.
Nice Pinot Grigio today. On this beautiful Thursday. Do you see what's going on outside of my house?
Yeah, honestly, it was like I felt like one of those embedded photographers where I was stepping over rubble and I'm seeing what's going on, hoping I won't get noticed.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I walk into your house and then everybody's yelling at each other.
And
I go to the back, I see your wife yelling at everybody.
It's a disaster.
It's all right though. It'll get done.
I'm living in a real nightmare right now. A lot to talk about, obviously. Rich is in the studio. We're going to have a fun show with you guys today, opposed to not having a fun show when Rich is remote.
Mm-hmm. Very fun, though.
You know what? I got to tell you, we have figured it out.
Absolutely.
We figured out how to do a remote show. It was rough. It took a little bit.
We're the best at it.
We're the best, and now it's over. So,
but you know what? It's also I think and I'm definitely patting ourselves on the back here. For doing a live remote show.
Bring the mic closer to you.
For doing a live remote show, gotta say, not bad.
Not bad. There's a lot that goes into it. I think a lot of people forget, there's a delay, right?
Yes.
When you're used to the chemistry between two people in a studio and then two people out of the studio, Paul and I.
Who?
Paul Thurrott.
Oh, that guy.
Paul and I are able to do the show because we've never done a show in studio before.
Okay.
So our brain has trained for the delay that's incorporated with that, 300. You're talking about 300 millisecond or 200 millisecond, whatever it is. Anywhere from 100 millisecond to 500 millisecond. Your brain adjusts to that. You're after a while, the pauses, the delay. You're kind of timing it out. When you don't know the delay and you're not used to it with that person, you're just going all over the place. I thought the last couple of weeks we've worked it out well. And now you're back in the studio, so perfect.
Hello,
this was nice.
What's up, everybody? I missed you.
So a lot to talk about, obviously. A very good ending to NXT last night.
And AEW.
Very good shows. Raw did something very different. First time in a long time I watched the entire thing.
Same here.
But first of all, we'll talk about it. There was a lot of problems with it, right? But for whatever reason, the terror attacks on the Performance Center.
Yeah.
And Shane McMahon's blood sport
in the basement of Raw.
Really made me watch.
It was, you know what? It was the best episode in a few months, and as you know what? I'll say it. As dopey as Raw Underground is, it still made you want to watch it because I feel like it's the most wrestling thing on the show.
On a wrestling show.
It's so carny and weird.
So funny. So funny you say that. So yesterday I was at Mike's house. And we were talking about it because his kids love wrestling and he watches it too. And his son is in wrestling. All 3 boys in wrestling. They're phenomenal. Like Jersey Pro.
Like amateur wrestling.
Amateur wrestling. Like very good wrestlers.
Greco-Roman.
Freestyle wrestling.
Nice. Did you get down and were you like,
dude, I've done it with them.
Try to take me out?
I've done it with them and they're phenomenal. They're they're these scrawny kids, but they're unbelievable.
Yeah.
So he was talking and I thought this was interesting. His kids are at the point where they are realizing certain things are not real, right? Like the moves don't hurt. Faustino Vargas, $10. Great to see you boys. Love the show. Enchante. And an enchante to you. Woo! You know what? Every time we get a donation, I'm going to go, oh, that's my thank you.
And you have to have a sip.
And I got to have a sip. Here we go. Cheers, Faustino.
Thanks, bud. Remember a few years ago where I told him I don't think he was a real person because that name can't be real?
Faustino Vargas, yeah.
Apparently, he's a real guy.
He has
Thank
money.
You, Faustino.
He has real money. That's how you prove it.
He's got money.
That's the only way you prove if you're a real person. You got to donate. You guys should show how much you guys are real also by donating to us.
Ooh.
And also, we're going to do a Q&A at the end of the show, guys. This is going to be a fun show. A little bit different, a little looser. Not so much Matt Men After Dark, but not so much a structured show where we're interviewing, New Japan Pro Wrestling superstars.
Right.
Somewhere in the middle. So I was talking to him, and I was like, what do the boys think? He was like, you know what? Honestly, the middle son is in that point where like, that doesn't look real. He's like getting a little disconnected from it. The other 2 kids are loving it, but the Raw Underground, they took that as a sense of reality.
Wow. Like the Fight Club.
The Fight Club. And we're talking about kids, right? Like a very different way they're viewing this.
Yeah.
They were drawn to it. And he said it was interesting because they know it's the same product, but they go, wow, look, that move hurt.
That's real.
Because you told them that it is.
The presentation.
The presentation told them. So I thought it was interesting. It was the best Dolph looked in a long time.
Best Dolph looked.
I'm glad.
Man. And is it Eric from Viking Raiders?
Yeah, I think so.
He's like legit like an
Can
MMA
we give them
guy,
new names?
Right? Yeah.
Vladimir
and Putinov.
Yeah.
Did they change Babatunde's name? What did they change it to?
Oh, what did they call him?
I was honestly like, that's Babatunde. I was half expecting Shane to F up and call him Baba Booey.
Yeah. I went to school with a kid named Babatunde. He had just come here from, I think it was Nigeria.
Okay.
And in elementary school, this poor kid, his father was a doctor, okay? Like worked for the UN.
Okay.
This kid came here, and all they would do was make fun of him in school, right? Because his name was Babatunde.
Kids are mean.
Kids are mean. And I became friends with this kid. Like, he sat next to me, we became friends. And he turned to me and he said something to me, I'll never forget. He said, my father's a doctor, and he works for the United Nations. We were like 9 years old. He goes, his father drinks too much. About this kid, Joe, in our class.
Who's making fun of him.
Of him.
Yeah.
He goes, I don't have to say a word. I don't have to say anything.
What an astute 9-year-old.
The guy became a doctor.
Really?
He's like
at 9?
At 9 years old.
He's like a Doogie Howsey?
Yeah, he's Doogie Howsey. What are you, an Erks? The poor kid, they used to call him Merkel. They used to call him they just relentless. Kids are mean.
There was one other Armenian kid in my grade school. His name was Simbat, but it was spelled SMBAT, and like it relentless torture for this poor kid. And it made me glad to be like, first name's cool.
There was this Greek kid named I want to say his name was like Apostle, like whatever. It was a Greek name that was something like that.
Apostophilos.
Yeah. And all the kids used to call him Apocalypse.
That's cool.
Because he had thick braces.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it was relentless. They used to call him Apocalypse constantly.
He didn't lean into it?
He didn't. No, he was very upset with it.
That sucks.
Yeah. He was very upset with it. But anyway, I thought Raw was pretty decent. I enjoyed it. I watched the whole thing. Actually, a lot of people enjoyed it, especially teenagers. They had one of the strongest third-hour teen viewership that they've had in a very long time. Week over week, for example, the third hour lost about 80% of their teen viewership last week. This week, it retained tremendous. I think it was 50% increase in boys and 80% in women.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And girls. So it resonated. It's something. I don't know if it was. Is it Shane? Was it that aspect? Was it the Antifa attacks on their transmitters?
I like Shane. I think the flickering. People thought the flickering thing was real.
Did they?
Yeah, people thought the flickering thing and the mic going out was real. And then I saw people complaining online, like, "Yo, get it together, WWE.
Get your shit together, man."
They have it the most together, as far as production goes.
One of the most put together sports presentations ever.
There's so many damn redundancies for the way they produce their shows that it's almost impossible.
Yeah.
For something like that to happen.
So the strippers, can we talk about this?
They need more.
You know what would have been great if they actually found girls that could dance?
Yes.
They were terrible.
Yeah.
The strippers were terrible. The cuts were so bizarre.
Wow. It was like the dance video.
Yeah, it was like wow. And then it would just cut random hard cuts, like out of place. The guys are fighting in the ring. You're going to the strippers dancing.
Yeah.
I want to say this was a bizarro shotgun Saturday night.
Yes.
If people remember that show, it almost felt like that. A lot of people were crapping on the concept, which I found really interesting, right? Like, I think Dave didn't like the concept, but Dave loved the blood sport, Josh Barnett's blood sport. Like, I think people need to take the element out of WWE. I saw a ton of complaints, like, this is really dumb. Oh, I got an email from Conrad just now.
Hi, am I in?
Yeah, look at this. I just got an email from him.
Can you read it? Can you read it on the air?
I do not want to read it.
Uh-oh. Hey, man.
Very interesting.
This is a cease and desist.
Hey, man. Can you stop saying, hey, man?
I'm going to pitch him ConCon again.
ConCon, man. We got to do it. ConCon 2021. So I saw a lot of people just complaining about the overall, like, this is so stupid. Yeah. They're trying to do a fight club. They're trying to do MMA. I'm like, no, dude. This is Josh Barnett's blood sport, which I freaking praised.
Yeah.
Like, I thought it was awesome. The concept was great. Minoru Suzuki and who did Minoru face last year? Matt Riddle.
Yeah. Pancrase will never die, by the way.
Pancrase is never going to die.
That kind of stuff, like Bloodsport.
I'm into it.
It'll come back, like that work shoot kind of thing. When they announced it and the rumors announced it, I popped myself.
For Bloodsport?
Yeah. Well, for
Raw Underground.
The Raw Underground.
But they said it was going to be a brawl for all. That was the rumor.
No, I read that it was going to be shoot style wrestling.
Okay.
And I was like, ooh, it would be cool if it was like them letting these guys loose and they're having like New Japan style matches where it's like hard hits, really snug,
quick.
That would have been dope. But this is okay. It's fun. I like how Shane is the one who judges when the match is over. He's executive producing the matches.
Yeah. That's about all right. He's an MTV host. He's hosting Yo MTV Raps. That's what he's doing. He has the mic and he's like, yo, all right. We got it. All right, Bubba Tunde, you got this. He's doing. It's like a rap battle he's officiating.
I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
How hard is it to hate Shane?
It's very difficult. I love him. He's so likable.
For the past 20
Unlike
years,
everybody else in the family, right?
Yeah. For the past 20 years, I've always popped for Shane. Is Shane a top guy?
Shane is great. I freaking love Shane. No, listen, I think he's fascinating, right? Because he doesn't give a shit.
Right.
Like, that's always been the thing. And you listen to these interviews, if you ever got into the shoot interview thing, there is a great Photoshop right now. It's a terrible Photoshop, but it's great. It's a picture of Paul Thurrott. And it's a picture of Conor McGregor with your face on it. And it says, who the fuck is that guy?
Oh, nice. I got a lot of messages right now.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Let me check.
Bruce from Connecticut coming at it. Oh, there's another one where he's turned you into Hogan.
Oh, yo. That Hogan face swap is amazing. I'm going to make this my avatar.
Dude, this is great. Guys, you have to go follow Bruce from CT on Twitter.
I do love the casting couch. This is great.
Bruce from CT on Twitter is the new Treehouse Vince.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I think he's taking over. Treehouse Vince has to come back. There has to be a brawl.
I hope he can come back.
Treehouse Vince has to come back. I think he had COVID. Treehouse Vince.
Yeah.
So I thought it was interesting. I shockingly, I liked the concept. First, I thought this was going to be really hokey, and I was like, okay, you know what? I'm into this. The fight, Hurt
Business.
Hurt Business. Dude, I like them a lot. I think they're doing something great with them. What did you think of them?
Finally, you have a platform for three of these guys to shine.
Yeah.
Because, listen, I'll be honest with you. I've never been sold on MVP.
Yeah, me either.
Right?
It wasn't a thing for me.
I'm okay with MVP. This set him apart. I always liked Shelton Benjamin. This set him apart. I always liked Bobby Lashley, but my thing was like, why don't they know what to do with this guy? Right? And you put this dude in a suit. You put this giant person in a suit.
Yeah.
And have them be like these Yakuza style underground gangsters. It works. My one problem, and I'll be honest about this, instead of 3 strippers, there needs to be at least 20.
20 strippers.
You need to have that emphasis.
I know a guy that could do that for them.
You need to have that emphasis on like, yo, these guys are underground, et cetera, et cetera.
Drinks going around. Drunk.
You know, like
I want cockfighting happening.
Babes.
Yeah.
Quote unquote.
Yeah,
know?
babes, cockfighting. I want money. I want people just like doing
just dirty.
Yeah. I just want it to look dirty.
Just a dirty Saturday night at the Riviera.
Yeah. The Rivies, man. Yeah. Dirty Saturday night at Rivies. So I thought it was done well. Here's what I see happening, right? They're doing their whole thing. Brock Lesnar shows up, just takes a giant shit in the ring, and they shut it down. It's over for COVID reasons.
Yeah.
I mean, does Lesnar get involved in this? Is this what we're leading up to, where Lesnar shows up and maybe faces Bobby Lashley in a shoot?
I got
a work shoot.
I got a storyline for you.
Go.
This leads to Roman coming back.
Oh, working underground.
Roman comes back. He's just like in the crowd, and all of a sudden he's like, "Yeah, I'll fight you." Bow, Superman punch. It's just Superman punch, Superman punch, Superman punch, and then he dives into the audience.
Maybe Shane is gonna. I don't know. Maybe Brock comes in like this. They do something with Brock.
I think this is a Roman angle. I think this is gonna end up being Roman.
Okay, I'm interested to see that. I'm interested to see what the end result is, because I thought it was interesting how they cucked Shane. And they took over his business at the end. And he was like, this is ours now. He's like, all right, man, whatever. This is what happens around here.
This is amazing.
Ownership changes weekly. You know, I took it over from some Filipino guy. I saw what was happening. I said, no, this is mine now. And now they took it over. So this is how it works. I found that to be bizarre. But I liked the Hurt Business. I liked what they did on Raw. Yeah. I was into it.
Yeah. Who do you think the
terrorists are?
Terrorists are?
Antifa? I have no idea.
I'm gonna go undisputed, dude.
I know, but they look like such twerps on TV this week on NXT, which we'll talk about. Right?
Yeah.
Undisputed would make the most sense until I saw what they did at TV.
Well, I mean,
it has to be an NXT group, whatever it is.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I don't know. People are saying there was a girl in the group.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Dakota Kai.
Dakota Kai is the domestic terrorist affecting the performance center.
Who knew throwing a bottle at a transistor would make everything
They
go
threw
wacky.
a Molotov cocktail at the I guess whatever that was. I thought it was awesome. I liked it. It was so different. By the way, we were called boomers by Bob Rowe because we referenced Yo MTV Raps.
Oh, whatever.
He was a big fan of Yo MTV Raps.
He
used
was
to
on
watch it all the time. He was on it. Yeah.
he was the EVP of it, right? At one point.
Yeah. DJ Bobby Rowe. Yeah. It was interesting. People are saying that it was very similar, like the feel of Def Jam, Fight for New York, Def Jam Vendetta. I thought those were cool games. You know, it has that nitty grittiness. There was something very compelling about it. I don't know what yet. I don't know if this is going to be successful. I'm just saying, for me, watching it, I was compelled to see what else they do.
Yeah.
And I don't know if this will continue moving forward, but as a one-off, as an in-between, very unique idea for WWE.
I'll answer your own question about yourself for you. I think we have very similar mindsets when it comes to certain things. Whereas, like, I think it's the giggle factor. If wrestling can make you giggle, you'll want to watch more of it. As opposed to, like, why was that so giggle-inducing and, like, dopey and fun?
What was?
The Raw Underground, as opposed to Baron Corbin getting dunked in, like, dog poop.
Oh, yeah. That's actually, yeah.
You know?
Because
like,
it's two different styles of writing.
Because that's writing for, like, a 3-year-old, right?
Yeah. Well, I and you know this about me. I'm not really big on comedy in wrestling.
Right.
Like, even looking back at a lot of those Rock promos, they were a little cringy now, looking back, right? You're like, okay, man, all right. Rudy Poo Candy Ass, Poontang Pie, and...
He was talking about pussy.
He was, yes, he was. Is that what it is? Dude, I look like an a-hole because I've tried to order it a bunch of times, and every time I call, they hang up on me.
And you just always raise your
eyebrow. I called Martha's Bakery. I'm like, hey, listen, can I put in an order for like 6 Poontang Pies?
And 1 strudel.
And they just hang up every time, and I never understood. I thought maybe, they just don't serve it.
These guys talking about pussy.
Yeah. So he, I thought it was fine. I enjoyed Raw. NXT, however, the ending of NXT
Made up for the whole show.
made up for the whole freaking show because the show kind of was like, eh.
Yeah.
But the end, I rewatched it again today, and Triple H selling it.
Oh my God.
With those big shoves, screaming.
Yeah. Get out of here. What are you doing?
Get out of here. Get out of here. Screaming at him. What is the angle? A match at NXT TakeOver?
Absolutely. McAfee also looked a little swole. Like he's been hitting the gym.
He's a big dude.
He's a big dude. But we got to go back and talk about that promo that Adam Cole cut on him that people thought was a
lot of people
shoot,
thought it was a work.
You know?
Shoot, yeah.
But that they have such chemistry together, and like obviously they like each other. And who better to wrestle than your friends? And I think this is going to be a big payoff. This is awesome. Like I'm drawn to that. This is like one of the only times Adam Cole was like really left laying in like an NXT. Yeah. Like I think this is like one of the first times, like one of the only times he was like really laid out, like badly.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, probably.
Quote unquote.
Yeah.
You know, really good ending. Solid NXT. I'm not saying he's terrible. I don't get Cameron Grimes.
You don't get Cameron Grimes.
No.
I don't get Dexter Lumis.
I get Dexter Lumis more than Cameron Grimes. You know who I don't get?
Who?
What's
Bronson
his name?
Reed?
Ridge Holland.
I love Bronson Reed.
Bronson Reed's great.
Ridge Holland. Which one is that?
He looks like a Pinkerton.
Oh, yes,
He's got,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
the
yeah,
little
yeah,
Googling
yeah,
and like
yeah.
the big dildo.
They're doing the big. They're doing weird stuff with NXT. I feel like they've gone more to this homegrown concept.
Yes.
Right? You know, if you notice this second group coming along, it's more homegrown. Guys that really don't have. And by when I say homegrown, I mean guys that were not fully established prior to coming.
Bronson Reed, Cameron Grimes, great examples.
Yeah.
And they're working with your Keith Lees.
Yeah.
And Dexter Lumis, I think, is a good example of.
Like, but I think that's by necessity, though, right? It's not by design. Like I think they're now kind of forced back into making talent again because the accessibility to these guys is not so much.
Right.
You have how many brands competing for guys? The fact that Gallows and Anderson, which we got to talk about, Talk a Shop of Mania.
So good.
I ordered it. I watched
Same
it
here.
on Saturday morning. I didn't watch it on Sunday morning. I watched it. I didn't watch it Saturday night. I didn't get a chance to.
I watched it with Vicky on.
It was
Saturday
so
night.
miserably good.
Yes.
Terribly good. It was
Agreed.
terribly good.
Agreed.
And I was just in the mood for that, and it worked. But the fact that guys like Gallows and Anderson signed with Impact says something.
Yeah.
Right? Now you're not just competing with AEW. You're competing with everything. Japan, Impact, not so much Ring of Honor at this point, but there is competition to sign these guys.
Yeah.
And WWE has less of a chance of locking these guys in. I think people are starting to realize, like, okay, you're going to get paid. It's harder once you're there to say, I'm going to give up $1 million a year to make $500,000 a year. You're going to say, wow, that's still a lot of money, but it's a lifestyle change that you're accustomed to.
Right.
If you're used to making $1 million a year and you got to go down to $500,000, yeah, listen, nobody's crying over this, but it's an adjustment that guys are going to have a difficult time justifying. I'm still going to have to wrestle. I'm still going to have to work. Why don't I just work for the best company in the world and make this money? And I'm not, whatever. I don't have to be the biggest star.
Coast on it.
Yeah, you're going to coast on it. But if you've never made that money, like, the Young Bucks are making money, but the Young Bucks are a great example.
Yeah.
The Young Bucks, if they had gone to WWE, it would be a much more difficult decision to make to leave because the unknown is difficult. You don't know.
Right. Plus the schedule. That's the big thing a lot of these guys talk about. Like, yeah, that schedule is brutal. 300 days out of the year.
Yeah, but now it's so much better.
Well, now.
Yeah.
But, when they're touring and everything. And it's kind of like fascinating. Like I like both of us are big Gallows and Anderson fans, clearly, if you listen to this podcast. But just hearing them talk candidly about like the travel sucked, but everything was taken care of.
Yeah.
Like food, wrestling tape, like anything. And you wanted anything, like somebody was there to hand it to you because it's the perks of the job.
Yeah.
First class flights, like all this stuff. People telling you when you're ready, people driving you places. As opposed to being on the indies where it's like, we got to buy our own tape. We got to do shit for ourselves.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a fascinating thing. Like you think you'd know what decision you'd make if you were in that position, but you never know until you're in those shoes.
Yeah.
Like, would you take the money and coast, which I'm sure a lot of guys on the WWE roster do? because they're just like, hey, I'm a touring brand, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, I don't got to be The Rock. I don't got to be Stone Cold.
Well, see, that's a little bit of a problem.
Mm-hmm.
You know, talking to people that are in the business, the fact that people now know their place, and that's dangerous, right? Like, and that's what this person was saying to me. He goes, when I was in that locker room, didn't matter if you were on the bottom of that card.
Mm-hmm.
You were still thriving to possibly become world champion one day, possibly become the best at what you're doing. Now it's a little bit different. People know what their role is. The enhancement guys of today are those guys that know what their role is. And it's a bad, like, great example. 1, 2, 3 Kid, right?
Sure.
X-Pac was a enhancement guy. He should have never, under any circumstances, had the career that he did. I'm regardless of his talent, right?
Yeah.
I'm talking about size-wise. He was really young. He was thinner. He was smaller. By the way, this freaking guy is 6-something.
Exactly.
And he was like 220. Like,
exactly.
You know, I think it was like 210 at tops. But he was not a tiny guy by today's standard. But at the time, he was a tiny guy.
Compared to like Scott Hall, who he had his initial feud with, who's like 6'9".
He's like 9 feet tall.
You know?
310 pounds.
All chest and shoulder?
Chest, hair, and shoulder. But if he thought he was that role, he would have just been an enhancement guy, and he would have had no career.
Exactly.
So it is a little dangerous to have that thought process. Steve Austin, great example. This guy was a mid-carder. Lower mid-carder when he came in.
Sure. Oh,
somewhat mid. I mean, terrible gimmick.
I think he was supposed to be like a mechanic.
I would have loved to see him as a mechanic.
You know, not a mechanic, like a
mechanic. No, I want to see him as a mechanic.
Oh yeah, like,
only works on 350s, 350s and 305 GM motors. That's it. Would get that Ford piece of shit out of here.
Zack Ryder is the best example of that.
Right, is a great example.
Zack Ryder got effing over, and it was like if you're not in the plans, that's it, right? That's the grim realization that a lot of these guys can't break through that ceiling and be like world champ, right? And it sucks, you know? And there's a different set of like writers for different stages of like where you are on the card. And you know what? WWE has that corporate structure where it's like, it sucks because like you want to think like I started in the mailroom and I made it to the corner office.
But that rarely happens.
You know, when was well, we talked about this last time, but who do you see as like, it's not that they hold talent back, is that they have certain desires for certain people.
Yeah.
Cameron Grimes, I think, is a good example. I feel like Triple H loves him, and that dude's going to get rocketed somewhere.
Okay.
Keith Lee, I think, is a good example of a guy getting over on his own talent.
He got over, but they were, you know, I was questioning why they were waiting so long for him. And when I asked, I was told, oh, they have plans for him. Don't worry about it. And I was like, this guy's not really on TV. He's been there for a while. And you could see that worked. The hold philosophy, hold till he's ready, and then you push him. It worked. And this guy has gotten over naturally. Right. And he's gotten based on his natural talent, like you said. I think Keith Lee's going to be a huge star. I mean, you want to talk about, you know, the first black world heavyweight champion and all that kind of caliber stuff. I mean, obviously Kofi got it, but you want to talk about like a guy that's going to be very decorated in his career from the beginning, not towards the end. It's going to be him. Yeah. He's just naturally charismatic, naturally athletic, unique look, unique persona, believable. You believe that he's a real tough guy, but he's also a really nice guy.
I want to see a heel Keith Lee. I want to see like a heel turn. On this dude, like a big heel turn.
You know what? He could be their Cena. He could be their Cena now.
Yes.
I think he has that personality that he could be their Cena.
Wouldn't you love a long Keith Lee Roman Reigns feud?
I would love it. No,
right?
I seriously would love that.
Like,
love that.
Roman's a great worker. Finn Balor is a good example too. I'll bring Finn up because like, he came in over, right? To the point where he basically led NXT to where it almost is now, right? Main roster, accolades, injury, came back. Yeah. Still over. I don't think there was one time where the crowd ever turned on this guy, right? And then him, I guess, had the wherewithal to be like, I don't want to do this 300 days nonsense. I don't want to be on the big show. I want to be back in NXT and do my own thing.
I think he got tired.
Yeah, man. That's rough.
Doing nothing. But listen, where the hell is Ricochet?
Good example.
You know, great example. Ricochet is a guy that was very over, had a very large following, went over there, and they had about 3 weeks of elevating him, goes to the main roster.
Great NXT run.
Great NXT run. And then they do nothing.
Yeah.
It just, I'm, this is what I think sometimes, like, because they're so big on not being wrestling, right? A lot of their guys, a lot of the writers are not wrestling fans. They come from television. So if you haven't followed Ricochet's career, right? And this is a great example, right? Like, and I'm sure there are people in the chat room that aren't into New Japan. They aren't into independent wrestling. They're more into the mainstream product, which is fine, whatever. But if you've never followed him and all you're going based on is seeing a couple clips on YouTube where he's doing a couple flips, and you haven't seen the character develop and the person develop, you really, what's the difference between him and Evan Bourne?
You're not going to care.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying, like, what's the difference between him and John Morrison or any guy that's very athletic and he does flips and he's ripped?
He's their flippy guy where also your main event flippy guy could do all those moves. Like Rollins and Ricochet could probably have the same style match, right?
Yeah. Yeah. There's a great photo that he posted, Bruce from Connecticut, and it is not Photoshop. It's me giving you a kiss.
Oh, nice.
And it says, follow Bruce from Connecticut, exclusive Matt Men picks. Yeah, that's wonderful. So, I don't know. I thought Raw was good. I thought NXT was good. I thought AEW. There's a couple issues I had with AEW. I want to know if you have the same issues as me.
Sure.
So, too many people in the ring in that opening match.
It was
12 people.
I think that was supposed to be counter programming.
It was counter programming.
Where it's like, yeah, we're starting the show. It's a, you know what? I think they had to put that match at the beginning because they had such an interesting big show.
Yeah.
Are they summoning
they're summoning
demon right now?
Yeah, they're right next to us. You guys hear it? They're summoning the demon.
A lot of bongos. Are those bongos? Did you hire them to play bongos outside?
So the piped in crowd was too much last night.
Okay.
It was a little overwhelming on AEW. I thought that opening match had too many people, which was a fine match. Listen, for having 12 people in a ring, it is very difficult to not get lost. These guys did not get lost. They had a great showing. Eric Bischoff being on TNT for the first time in 20 years.
How hard did you pop?
I loved it.
Yeah.
Easy being back on TNT. And I think inside he was like, wow, this is cool. I'm back on TNT.
Absolutely.
I hope they do more stuff with him.
Yes.
Because he's such a good talker. I don't want him in like a GM role. I think it's fine not having a GM or an owner or authority figure, but he can manage somebody.
Not only is he a good talker, he's a great reactor.
He's a great reactor. Yes.
He reacts very well.
Oh, he was great in the debate
thing.
Yeah.
Just him being like, because he's got that, like, he's always had that mature man pomp about him. You know, that little little scoff.
Dispenser.
Does Spencer do that?
Yeah, a little bit. He's a little Bischoff-ish. Yeah, a little Bischoff-ish.
Hair.
I thought he was great. He looked great. I thought it was really cool to see him on TNT, on AEW. They're summoning something.
I want you to like jump out the window right now and be like, can you guys keep it down?
Can you guys fucking keep it down? I'm doing a show.
Bischoff was great.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going through the card, the AEW card, right?
Yeah.
What was after the Dark Order thing? Dark Order looked really strong last night, by the way.
Yeah, so John Silver and I forgot the other guy who was in the ring with.
Yeah.
Against Zach and Cody. Zach looked great.
Big dude,
man.
Super heavyweight.
He's big. He probably his best showing in a long time. You guys are buds, huh?
Yeah. He's my wrestling buddy.
Why is Jess
punch Hogan?
Jess is now screaming. Look out the window. See what's happening. I just heard Jess screaming.
I don't know what's happening. I can only see your door from here.
Okay. I'm hearing her scream. Can you fix that? Thanks. Thank you.
Sorry. Did that make it worse?
There you go. Beautiful.
Good?
Beautiful. I thought he looked really good, and it's interesting when you see Cody. Dave had a point. Dave goes, when Cody left WWE, he was still wrestling a WWE style, which is true. When we saw him, we thought it was so interesting because he's so fluid. Everything is like
main event style.
It's not slow motion. Right. Don't get me wrong, but it's very smooth.
Big.
Yeah, everything is smooth and big, and everything is very different. And he totally changed his style. Now he wrestles a very different style. you could see that Matt was attempting the same.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he did, but obviously he's going to have to relearn things. I mean, that's just how it is. He looked phenomenal.
Both guys,
Both guys look great.
I tweeted this out yesterday, and those guys are the perfect example of the quote-unquote WWE TV body.
Mm-hmm.
You got to have your body ready for TV.
Yeah.
And those guys are the exact, WWE TV bod, oiled up, muscles definition, and all that stuff, you know?
And these guys are big now. A lot of these guys are getting big again.
Yeah.
I think they're realizing, like, oh, you know?
I think that's just, you know, like, there's no drug testing.
Yeah.
You know, do a little HGH, huh?
Listen, man, I'm okay with it. I'm not accusing anybody of it.
Do a little camel blood.
Camel blood. That's what I'm into.
That's the new shit.
I thought that was fine. Matt Hardy, bad. By the
Big
way,
bump, man.
someone got in trouble.
Really?
Yeah. He got his butt handed to him.
For the bump?
No, for throwing the chair. What's his name?
Sammy?
No, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, when he went into the back, they were not very happy with him because it took away from the spot in the main event, the blood spot.
Okay.
And there was no reason to throw that chair that hard.
Mm. That shit looked crazy.
I thought he gigged.
Yeah.
But what he did was he got hit in the face with the chair, and I think he realized he was cut open, and he went like this to see it, and then he like laid down. So like he no-sold for like a second when he went like this, and you could see that there was something going on, and he had the splash and everything. But that was bad. That was a bad shot, and people were very upset with him.
A lot of blood on AEW.
Cursing and blood.
This is great.
Main event. Darby Allin came out with a mask. I guess a cardboard cutout of Moxley's face. Yeah. They had a good match.
Good match, good ending. I like where Moxley wants to be like his big brother.
I beat the shit out of you now. Let me help you. I thought that was fine.
What else was... the debate was great.
The debate, the debate was really good.
Low point, unfortunately, women's match.
What was the women's match?
It was... I totally forgot her name. With Big Swole.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I mean, whatever. People are complaining there wasn't enough women on NXT, on AEW. I thought it was fine.
There's another match.
They had a big program. They had a lot of stuff moving, a lot of stuff happening. Matt got 13 stitches in his head.
Oh, Best Friends versus Santana and Ortiz.
Yes, and they ruined
Sue's minivan.
Sue's minivan.
That was great. It was great.
Yeah.
It was good. You know what? Like I think it's tough. It's tough to compare at this point AEW and NXT. I think the only comparison is that they're on the same night.
Same night, yeah. Because
NXT doesn't do the Gaga wrestling stuff.
So I guess I'll say it now. I spoke to someone at, I don't want to say where. It is very possible NXT will be moving in the fall to another night. I'm hearing Tuesday nights.
Very nice.
Yeah.
You know what? I'd like that a lot. But when is Impact on? Impact on Tuesdays, right? Or Thursdays?
Impact?
Yeah.
Tuesdays.
Ooh, okay.
Which that's fine. It doesn't matter.
I don't have access.
That will not, I'm going to tell you something, that will not affect the NXT numbers if they move to Tuesday.
Okay.
Tuesday was left open because they thought WWE would be moved back to Tuesdays on Fox. That's not happening right now. So I think putting NXT on Tuesdays is the best thing for USA.
Great idea.
And having Wednesday be for AEW. You don't need to do this. I think what they're realizing is that you're alienating your product, and one of the products is going to get hurt. And unfortunately, it's NXT right now.
Yes.
It doesn't have the same thrill as watching what AEW is doing, especially when they're touring. You got to think about that.
Yeah.
You know what you only have X amount of hours of viewing time that night. What am I going to pick? I'm going to pick AEW because it looks better.
Right. And it's more fun.
It's in front of a gigantic audience. It's back when it was normal, you know?
Plus blood and cursing.
You don't know who's going to show up. What are they going to do? It's not as predictable as what NXT's doing. Yeah. NXT does a great job at their product. It's just they need to... You're only hurting yourself.
Right.
The fans are going to pick what they want. Why would you hurt your product? And if you have the opportunity to have your viewership go from 650 to 700,000 viewers up to 900 or 850 or 1 million, if there's that Keith Lee match for unification of the titles, if that was on a night on its own, it would have had over 1 million viewers.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It was a big match. It was a big match. It was a great match. They got to figure out what they're going to do.
not unification. It was like an all or nothing. Yeah.
No, it was. They called it a unification.
Really?
Yeah, in the beginning they said unification.
The Adam Cole Keith Lee match.
Yeah, the first time they mentioned it, they said unification
for the North American title and the NXT title.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
I tend to watch NXT with the sound down on another monitor.
Yeah.
While watching AEW.
Is that how you do it?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
How do you do it?
I watch it the next day. I watch it in the morning. I watch one of them in the morning. Like last night, I was kind of going back and forth a little bit, but I decided that I was going to watch NXT in the morning.
Okay.
So I don't know. I think that it's I'm trying to get comfortable. Sorry, my back's killing me.
It looks like either you got a big fart lined up.
My back's killing me. I'm in pain. I'm in a lot of pain, and my chair's breaking. And I'm like slowly sinking to this side.
The amphetamines didn't kick in.
Amphetamines did not kick in today.
Yeah.
It was just sugar pills.
Did the white wine kick in?
No, not yet.
No.
Soon, I hope. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think it'll do better on a Tuesday?
Yeah, absolutely. I think NXT would do phenomenal on a Tuesday.
So that's what I'm hearing. Let's see what happens. I've heard that before.
You okay?
I don't know, man. I don't know what's happening.
That's piss, by the way. I'm sorry. I lied.
Sorry,
to you. It's not Pinot Gris. It's pee.
Oh no!
You've been drinking pee the whole time. It's not mine.
Some guy?
I'm not telling you where I got that pee from.
What else happened this week? So WWE major corporate changes.
Mm-hmm.
Nick Khan named president of the company.
Tony Khan's brother?
No. Interesting that two people leading a wrestling company have the same last name now.
Oh yeah.
So Nick Khan was instrumental with getting the Fox deal.
Cool.
And he's good friends with Steph and Hunter. So this is going to be interesting to see how that works. Major corporate shuffle happening. Rock buying the XFL.
Not complete though.
No, with a partner. I mean, partnership.
No, I'm saying like there could be an injunction to stop him from purchasing it.
Why?
Because of the creditors of the original deal. Because he's buying it for way less than what it was originally worth. Yeah,
so very interesting, right? $15 million.
Mm-hmm.
Vince had rumored to invest $350 million. Mm-hmm. I believe there was a line of credit that was taken out from Morgan Stanley for $250 million. So there was a lot of money put into this thing. The way that it folded, I don't understand fully. I would love to know why the decision was made, considering they came off with a pretty good start.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, in February when they launched, whenever there was an XFL game, all the bars by me had people watching it, and it was on the TV. And this is something that I observed. I said, this is interesting. People are watching this. Yeah. Like, people were very interested to see the style of football, and it wasn't bad football. It was not bad football at all. And the fact that they decided to close it so quickly, considering the season would have been over when, in April?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, and they closed it down in March. I don't know what the story there is. Did Vince get bored? Did his plans fall through with what he had initially wanted to do? I don't know.
It's not sustainable.
No,
because
I hate football.
I'm sure at some point he was like, either I could pour more money into this thing that during a pandemic, and knowing I will lose money on not touring.
Here we go. Here we go. I got it. Bob Rowe in the chat. He knows about this.
Mm-hmm.
Vince got a margin call on his loan when WWE stock tanked when he fired the co-presidents.
Ooh, okay.
That's what it was. A lot of it had to do with that.
Mm-hmm.
Not good. So a lot of weird stuff was going on at that point. Let's see, man. Let's see what happens.
So I think The Rock owning the XFL would be phenomenal because he's got such drawing power. He's got such big name appeal.
Mm-hmm.
Like, look at like the Titan games on NBC.
Yeah.
That's like The Rock's weird thing. His tequila does well.
Yeah.
People love The Rock. He's an icon. I think having The Rock tied to the XFL legitimizes the brand a little more. And I think when sports start to come back and the XFL starts to come back, doing all that stuff, it's almost going to be like wrestling, where I feel like the dudes from the NFL who opt out of their contracts are going to show up.
Because The Rock's there.
Yeah, because The Rock's there.
I think The Rock is legitimizing it.
Also, you ever watch Ballers?
Yeah.
He's living Spencer Strathmore's dream.
Yeah.
Like, it's the storyline from the show pretty much in real life, which is fantastic. Can we talk about something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Marty Jannetty.
Oh, yeah, God.
That's what I call him, by the way.
Marty Jannetty.
Marty Jannetty.
All right, so let's talk about this.
Mm-hmm.
Very weird. Marty put out a Facebook post
Oh boy.
confessing to a 1973 murder of a drug dealer
Yeah.
that tried to rape him.
Yep.
Right?
That was insinuated.
Apparently, I should not have said that word on YouTube.
Yeah,
you
no.
get demonetized.
No.
He tried to take advantage of him.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have to edit that one out. He tried to take advantage of him, and he murdered him and threw him in a river.
Yep.
Right?
That flowed through the center of the town he grew up in. This was all oddly verified in one day. Like, I was telling Vicky about it. I'm like, posted the thing in the morning, mid-afternoon, people are like, he grew up in this town. That river's in his town. That ice skating rink is there.
Yeah.
So, like, that is very, like, truthful.
There's some truth to this.
And then at the end of the day, it was like, they contacted the cops in the county, and the cops released a statement saying, all our murder investigations are open. So if we have any new leads, we could follow up on this.
They actually said that right now they're very busy, but they are going to look into it.
Yo, that's crazy.
So the other part is he confessed to murdering a former girlfriend that had Jamaican jealousy.
No, I think that's his current girlfriend. He prefaced saying, "I don't need you," by saying, "I'll never be taken advantage of again," and that story was the murder story.
Oh, so he's threatening her.
No. He's saying, I murdered somebody and nobody's take advantage of me again. I don't care what you have to say. I'm out of here.
It was your F you. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like
the Jamaican jealousy. I liked a lot. That was my favorite part of the
He
tweet.
also dropped a couple of F-bombs on there too.
He
in
did.
terms of the drug dealer.
Yeah,
you know?
the drug dealer was apparently gay,
right,
and tried to take advantage of him.
So Marty Jannetty is on a whole. And remember last year, didn't he say
disappeared him? That's what he said. He disappeared him.
He wanted to bone his daughter,
but it wasn't his real daughter. It was his stepdaughter.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
First of all, who's having sex with Marty Jannetty?
People, yeah.
No. Like, real question, man. I really want to know. Who are these people that look at Marty and they're like, you know what? That's fucking Marty Jannetty. I don't know anything about him, but I like this guy.
Or, you know what? Like, there's a certain, like, okay. I'm trying to be as delicate as possible with this. I feel like there's a certain niche of older women who would, regardless of who he is, would definitely just bone anybody.
Because anybody,
you know, and like both of us have had those experiences at bars.
Oh yeah,
local bars.
Yeah.
Where it's like these like really odd, hot to trot older ladies who, not that they don't have anything.
Little rough around the edges.
Rough around their edges, but like, you know, like it, like when you look at these people,
there's this broad that chugs down chimichangas on Bell.
Yeah.
Like chimichangas, like the sauce.
Oh yeah,
yeah, chimichurris. I'm sorry, chimichurri
sauce,
and they call him chimichurri lady because she's like, give me a shot of chimichurri. But that's what she sounds like too.
But again, the niche thing about this is that these women, when you look at them, you could be like, you probably were like smoking hot like 20 years ago.
Yeah, and sane,
and then it just like slid. Where like I think for this whatever lifestyle it is, decisions slide by the wayside, and it's just primal instinct. You know, where it's like, I bet, like, it's honestly like, I bet you this guy's got a dick, and then it's like, hey honey, what do you say? What do you know? You know, it's like weird. It's true. It's true. Like, am I wrong? About this?
No, I think you're exactly right. It is primal instinct.
I'm not trying to be ignorant or indelicate.
Have you seen like the gross guys and them have
all
the
time, dude? Like all the time. Like when I used to play shows with my band, like when we leave at like 1 or 2 in the morning from like a bar or like a show, it would be like the nasties getting together, you know? And it's like it's primal instinct. It's like, hey, you got to let me, like that lady. Remember that lady that tried to like pick you up, who didn't know you at all?
Oh yeah,
and was just like, I basically like, you got a penis, right?
And grabbed it. Grabbed it.
And you were like, no, ma'am, I do, but it's not yours.
No, she grabbed it.
Oh yeah, she grabbed it.
She grabbed it.
Nuts.
I was sitting at the bar, and this woman, drunk woman, came over and grabbed it. She did end up making out with the couple at the bar though. And this is not like that kind of bar.
No, it's not. It's not that kind. It's a very nice bar.
Very nice bar. It's not that kind of bar. This woman was just out of her mind.
But I think that's the kind of woman, if they saw Marty Jannetty.
Oh crap!
Not what happened?
Bob's names in the chat.
Oh, at the from press.
Yeah.
So like, that's the kind of person that would see Marty Jannetty and be like, I hope it works. I hope it's a functional penis.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens. And then he'll be like, I was a wrestler like 40 years ago when my partner was really sexy and I killed a guy.
Yeah. He threw me through a window.
He threw me through a window. It was real.
But you know what's funny? So I spoke to someone that, this is like a while ago. I spoke to her and she worked on the Indies. And she was like a talent coordinator on the Indies.
Okay.
And she wrote this thing about Marty and she said, he is beyond charming.
Sure.
Very charming, very fun.
Absolutely.
Like he has moments of clarity and sobriety. He's a very charming individual.
Yeah.
And then he just goes nuts.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, I don't believe that he killed this man. I think,
really?
but yeah, because
taking a stand.
No, because he's done this in the past.
He murdered people?
No, like he says crazy stuff.
Okay.
Like I think it would, if it was anybody else, I think it would be taken as like, oh man,
like John Cena.
If John Cena said I murdered somebody when I was 13 years old,
I believe it.
When I was buying weed, I would believe this man.
I believe the shit out of that story.
I'm like, this is why he is the way he is. Marty Jannetty, I'm like, oh, maybe, I don't know. I think because he's made up so many stories.
He doesn't know where the truth
Can you imagine
ends and the lies begin?
Can you imagine? I thought he was the one. I was a huge
kid?
Marty Jannetty fan.
No, you're 50-50.
He was my rocker.
You thought Brett was the one, and now you thought Marty Jannetty was the one.
Yeah. When Sean threw him through that barbershop window and he made his comeback, I was like, I can't wait to see Marty Jannetty and Shawn Michaels for the IC title.
Was that when you came back with Al Snow?
No, that was later. He came back later. No, he came back later with
Okay.
Al. No. When he had a singles run.
Okay.
And he was IC champion for a very short time. He had, but now I get it. Like I always thought, I'm like, why don't they do more with this guy?
Loose cannon.
Huh?
Loose cannon.
He was a loose cannon. Billy Jack Haynes is another one.
Yeah.
That went nuts, right? Didn't he go crazy?
I think so.
Because I've seen his promos, and those are like he's like crazy conspiracy theories.
Listen, charm goes a long way.
Charm
goes
go a
a
long way.
very like I know dudes that look like 700-pound thumbs that are the charmingest people on the planet.
Yeah, and it works.
They're constantly got like babes around them.
The total opposite of our friend Coco.
But there's that weird like dark side. Again, primal instinct. Like the charm lures people in, and then that's it. And then you got to hear about like this guy's ex-wives for like 8 days straight. You know.
I don't know, man.
Coco's charming.
I think the Marty Jannetty thing. I really hope they figure out what the hell's going on here. He's not well. It's very obvious. He's not well. Just sad. Sad to see it.
Can I interject about the Coco thing?
Yeah.
Coco's charming, but he doesn't let himself be charming.
No, he doesn't.
He's very afraid to be charming. But he could be very charming.
Dead fish hands.
Put 2 drinks in him and he's great. Put 3 drinks in him and he's not great.
Not great. No. I've seen him at a wedding. I've seen him at a wedding.
Like he crashed a wedding you were at?
No. He was at a wedding I was at. He was at a wedding I was at. And he was just out of control. And he didn't understand why I didn't want to let him just dance.
Like on his own.
On his own. He was just dancing.
Like the Robin song.
Yes, yeah. He was just dancing. And I was like, dude, the party's over. Like if he's like, dude, you never let me have fun.
Never let me dance, bro.
Like I'm just having a good time. What? I'm like, you look ridiculous. And I recorded him and I showed it to him the next day. He's like, oh my God, I look ridiculous.
Was he trying to do like the worm and shit?
He was doing everything. He was doing this. He was breakdancing. He was doing the robot. He was doing one of these.
He was pop locking?
He was pop locking.
What's Coco's last name?
Butter.
I think he should change his last name to Machine.
Coco Machine.
Yeah. Coco Machine sounds amazing.
I like Coco Machine. I like that a lot. Guys, submit your questions in the chat room. We'll do our best to answer them on this.
I'm crying. I'm having a good time.
Me too. I'm having a good time too.
I'm crying because
You're hanging out, right? We're gonna hang out.
Yeah, we're gonna. You got nothing more? We're gonna hang out.
I got nothing.
I should have brought more wine.
I may have some.
Yeah,
I think so.
Let's do.
I think I got a bottle.
A little hang out.
Yeah, cool. Let's see. Let's get the questions in the chat room. Shin said Coco Machine. He cannot be Coco Machine because Shin is our Coco Machine. He is our Coco Machine.
I like that.
I like that.
Big ups to Shin. I can't believe Shin is 6'6". He's 6'6" or 6'8".
Oh, Danny Garcia. Yeah. Danny Garcia, first female to own a sports league.
Really?
Yep.
The Rock's ex-wife?
Is it The Rock's? No, it's not The Rock's ex-wife.
That's the Rock's ex-wife.
Is it Danny Garcia?
Yeah. And you know what? The guy she married looks like a bizarro rock.
I've never
He
seen.
looks like a rock from another planet. Like if Lex Luthor was
Danny Garcia.
if Lex Luthor was the Rock, that's the guy she married. Look at those pictures.
Oh, that is his wife.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's ex-wife.
Yeah.
They have like a kid together. You know what the kid's name is?
What?
Pebbles.
Pebbles?
Mhm.
Yeah, Rock and
This
Pebbles.
is my pun for the day.
I like that. I'm trying to
This
find the
pun
wife.
brought to you by Coco Machine.
Oh, bodybuilder.
Yeah, but he looks like the Rock, right?
Yeah, a little bit. I can see it.
He's the Rock Lex Luthor from like Planet X.
This cannot be him.
That's him. Big
No,
dude.
no. Oh, no. This is a boxer I'm looking at. I'm
Yeah.
looking at the boxer Danny Garcia. All right, I'll figure it out.
I think it's DANI.
No, I found her. Yeah, so The
Okay.
Rock's wife. She put out a thing like kind of saying that like, oh, I also bought the company and I'm not getting any press.
Oh wow.
And I was like, ugh, that's kind of rough.
She
Like, I'm like,
she put out a press release saying she's not getting.
no,
press.
she put out a tweet. She's like,
Uh-huh.
hey, I should be praised too. I'm also the owner.
It's not just The Rock.
And I'm thinking, I'm like, yeah, but you're not the fucking Rock.
Mhm.
Like, I get it, but like most people don't know. Like, you can't compare the two.
Yeah.
I can't be like, hey, I'm doing a show with Howard Stern, but I'm also on the show.
Right.
Like, it's very different.
Top billing.
I get it. All great credits where credits due. I think it's
Yeah.
wonderful, but just like the criticism, like, oh, everybody's talking about The Rock. Yeah, because it's a freaking Rock. The greatest, like, he's the biggest star in the world right now, which is unbelievable.
He
if
was
you think
Moana.
about it.
He was in Moana, dude.
He was in Moana.
How much do your kids love singing You're Welcome?
They freaking love Moana.
Yeah,
They
Moana's great.
love Moana.
Moana's amazing. The thing with The Rock and his ex-wife I always found very interesting is like I have a lot of respect for couples when they divorce that they still are friends and maintain a relationship.
Yeah.
You know, like it's not like a heated thing. It's more like, hey, listen, like, yeah, we don't got to do this anymore.
Oh my God, this is great. There's a Photoshop of Shane McMahon posting Yo MTV raps.
Oh, it's perfect.
August
Jonathan
6th
is
highlights.
very quick with this
Yeah,
kind of stuff.
yeah, very nice.
Too bad we're not paying him.
I gotta send him something, dude. I gotta send him something.
Send him like.
And there's a photo of Bruce Pritchard on bongos in front of our house.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's been Bruce from Connecticut all
This
along.
guy's great.
Yeah,
I feel like
awesome.
Jonathan. Bruce from Connecticut. Just he's like old school, so he does like a shit ton of whippets. And then he starts making all this stuff.
All right, guys, give us your questions in the chat, and I'll do our best to read it.
Yeah,
I can't see
baby.
shit on the screen.
Put your glasses on.
Do you use Raw Underground as a way to get CM Punk to in the mix to make him look strong in UFC? No, you don't do that.
No, not.
I think a lot of people, a lot of CM Punk rumors. Like I was.
Yeah, Booker T said that the other day.
What did he say?
He said the exact same thing.
What?
Where they did like not a backstage, but they did like a thing, and Booker T was like, "Hey, what about you getting in there?" And Punk was like, "Oh, you really want to see me get my first like MMA win, don't you?"
Yeah.
You
That's
know?
funny. There was a thing about him going to AEW as a commentator,
That'd be great.
and I'm like, I don't think that's happening. I could be wrong,
That'd
but
be great.
I don't see that happening.
But again, imagine that. I think that's the ultimate like one shot, somebody beating somebody for the title, and then Punk showing up, pointing at the title, and then leaving.
Doing something like that.
But do you think the fallout between him and Colt would have an effect on that?
Yes, I think his fallout with everybody, his relationship with everybody has an effect on everything he's doing. I don't think he has a very good relationship with everybody. Also, Cody's weird backhanded compliment to Gallows and Anderson was interesting. He said that it was Gallows that ruined the deal. Over like,
Really?
yeah, like Gallows would rather make $10 today than $100 in an hour.
No,
Like
that's-
he alluded to something like that. No, read the
ta-
whole thing.
I read the whole thing. That's taken out of context because he was saying I never met the guy, but I know he's the carniest person in the world.
He's the carniest person in the world, and that but like in dealing with him, they had like a drunk night,
Mhm.
and every time they were talking about numbers, his number would go up the drunker he would get.
Right.
But he was like, it was a little bit of an insult.
Mhm.
He said that he's pretty short-sighted, but you never know backstage. But I thought that was interesting. What
we
they were doing.
forgot to talk about Talking Shop Mania.
Yeah, so let's talk about it.
I think we may have done the same thing in a different time.
Nature Boy
area.
Buddy Lee.
I pitched it to my wife because she watched like a little bit of a Talking Shop with me, and I was like, "Hey, listen, there's this pay-per-view that's happening with these dudes. These dudes are funny. It's gonna be a piece of shit. It's $14. what do you say we get some good chicken wings and get some good food? You mind hanging out with me on a Saturday night? She's like, yeah, no problem. So that's what we did. We got like some delicious food. We hung out, drank a bunch of beers, watched Talking Shopomania. My wife zoned out for most of it up until the Boneyard match.
Nature Boy Paulie.
The two things that popped my wife were Heath Slater showing up a Stang.
I like the Stanger.
And the Boneyard match.
Okay, there was a lot of elements to what I really to this thing that I liked. I really liked seeing Nature Boy Paulie
with the super headlock.
With the super headlock that went on forever.
On the car that said
I really like the fact that he saw the big broad, the overweight broad, and he thought it was Maria Kanellis. So he has, what was that movie that came out? Shallow Hal. He has the Shallow Hal syndrome. So apparently, from what I understand about him, he's very wealthy. He's a businessman, and he has a couple of business, and he has like a lot of money, and he really he does the Flair thing. There's actually a video of Flair endorsing him.
That's hysterical.
Yeah.
Well, they mentioned that on commentary where they were like, yo, this dude doesn't have to be here. He has more money than all of us put together.
Yeah, which is, I believe it's true. The guy's very carny. I've watched some promos, like shoot interviews of him, and I think it's the weirdest thing ever. I just find the whole thing really bizarre. But he's a fan of Gallows.
Swoggle coming out as Zack Ryder.
Was great. The bizarre cuts were really good. Listen, I thought it was funny. I thought it was 2 hours of really the best of worst of wrestling. It was really bad, but it was designed to be like that, and they did a great job with it.
The best of all the in-jokes on their podcast come to life.
Yeah.
Honkin' Song Man, hysterical.
Uncle Al's hand.
The hand.
Sticking out.
Anderson saying, fuck, I should have stayed in Japan.
Yeah.
Like, great. It was just worth the $14.95.
They had the lockbox.
Yes.
The lockbox made an appearance. Did the lockbox that... Oh, no. Somebody's asking about this. Here we go. Let's... He did not have the lockbox there. Here's a question. Did the lockbox that Vince wanted from Shane hold the secret info who was behind GTV, who attacked Hideo, who tried to kill Vince McMahon in the limo, and who was messing around with Austin's briefcase? I'm curious, what the hell was in that lockbox?
I don't know.
That is one of those mysteries. I don't know. I don't know what was in the lockbox. Maybe it was, I don't know, ownership to the company?
Sure. Let's go with that.
Right? Like, I thought it was going to be like
the
ownership to the company. But they never explained it. Did they? I'm curious if they ever had a concept of what it was.
I feel like that was in a weird era too. So it could have, not to be gross or anything, but I bet you it could have been like Trish Stratus's panties or something like that. You know?
Okay.
They could have gone that direction.
Where that Shane had it.
Yeah,
the divorce. I can't believe that we had Linda McMahon in a comatose state getting the biggest pop of WrestleMania that year.
Yeah.
How uncomfortable was that?
It was very uncomfortable. Wrestling is so nuts, but I think that's why we love it.
I hated that. I hated seeing Linda out.
Really?
Coming out to the WrestleMania theme. Hated Linda on TV.
Because she looked like a witch.
If you can make an even trade of an underutilized talent between AEW and WWE that would work better in the other company, what would it be?
That's a good
underutilized talent on both rosters that would do better on the other one. I got it. You're gonna think I'm nuts. Kenny Omega.
Ooh, okay.
I would take Kenny Omega, and I think it was terrible for his career.
Who would you trade?
Kenny Omega? I would trade for Kenny Omega. I would do... It has to be someone on the same caliber, right? I would do Rollins.
All right.
No, Rollins wouldn't do better in AEW. I don't think... I'm trying to think who would do better.
Same caliber.
Same caliber.
AJ Styles?
Okay, fine. AJ Styles. I would trade AJ for Kenny Omega. And I think Kenny would have a better run in WWE than in AEW. I have to tell you, people think I'm nuts, but I truly stand by this. I think the way Kenny has been used on AEW TV over the last year is terrible.
But you can't give them the Okada Kenny best bout machine.
No. I get it.
Yeah,
I get
you
it.
can't give it.
You're not going to get that right now.
Build up to it, you know.
But they should have made this guy look like he's the man to beat, and he's not challenging for this title yet.
Which I feel like that's going to come. Also, he's not even in his prime yet.
By the looks of it, he hit his prime about a year and a half ago.
Nah, I think that was ambition.
Listen, I'm just saying from what it looks like right now. I just feel like it is such, you're trying to build that audience. You're trying to build that audience. You're trying to put out a product that is on the same level. How has Kenny Omega not been portrayed as, what he was?
I think there's a slow burn with him. And also, like, you have to be careful because he's an EVP. So you can't overbook the poor guy, The other thing is, again, the New Japan stuff, I think that was pure ambition. And it skyrocketed him. He's not in his prime as a wrestler yet. Like, I think there's that sweet spot where, like, look at all those Flair matches.
Oh my God, Flair, his
early 40s.
Yeah,
Shawn Michaels matches.
Yeah, late 30s, early 40s.
Late 30s, early 40s. Like,
well, Shawn's second run was better than the first.
Absolutely.
I always stand by that. I always think that he had way better caliber matches on his second run because of the amount of talent that he was working with. I mean, think about that: Cena, Hunter, Flair, but also Batista, Orton, endless.
Triple H has had his, like, Triple H just turned 50, 51 maybe.
Yeah.
His best matches were in the last 10 years. In his 40s.
Yeah, he had his high profile, big matches. Yeah,
big matches. Like I think that's like your weird sweet spot where it's like you're kind of late 30s, between 40 and 50. Yeah. You'll rock it. Allie, I think, would do better in WWE. The Bunny. Remember, it was the Butcher, the Blade, and the Bunny.
Yeah, I don't know what to do with her.
I think Allie would do better in WWE. This is my pick. Allie would do better in WWE, and I think you could switch it around with like a Nia Jax, or
okay, that's pretty cool.
Like somebody, maybe not so much Asuka, but maybe even like a Bayley.
Let's see.
I think Bayley would rock. Bayley or Sasha would rock the AEW roster.
Mustafa Ali for Jungle Boy.
Disagree.
Kenny being a tag.
Jungle Boy is exactly where he needs to be.
Yeah. He would be destroyed in WWE. We got another one here. Any news on the location of SummerSlam? Yes. So
it's not at Citi Field, unfortunately.
It's not at Citi Field. I was told this week that they were looking to do Atlantic City. They were looking to do Jersey, but the governor of New Jersey just stopped outdoor events. So I don't know how much of a reality that is. But the rumor was that they were looking at doing Atlantic City at an outdoor event because Asbury Park was running wrestling the last couple of weeks.
Okay.
I think GCW ran out of Asbury Park. They could do something interesting, something cool. I posted this image that somebody on Reddit did. It was a beach volleyball field that he converted to SummerSlam, and it looked great. Like, the concept looked great. They do want to have it in front of people. I don't know how realistic it's going to be. They want to be in the Northeast, because that's the safest bet. I can't think of any city or anywhere in the Northeast that could allow this.
Citi Field.
Citi Field.
No fans get the cardboard cutout.
You know
fans.
what? But here's the other problem, right? You got to have it inside a building, right? If you do it outdoors, there's going to be no stopping people just walking up. Great example. If they were doing it in the park and they had 2,000 people capacity, you wouldn't try to get in that park to be close to it and go.
I know better.
You know better, but I mean, what I'm saying, I would go.
Would you? Would you like? Would you be like, oh damn it all?
Yeah, I would go 100%. I'll put on a mask if I need to be around people. Then I would go.
Would you just like try to bum rush the main event?
Yeah, I would just run in the ring and just drop trowel, pull my pants off. I don't know. We'll see what happens, but they're still intending. I think at the end they're going to end up running the Performance Center. They're having a very difficult time. There's not enough venues or places. You know what? Where would you run? Jones Beach? Amphitheater?
No thanks.
No thanks.
Maybe just too distracted by the sound of the ocean.
Gonna run in the Hamptons?
Yeah, where? Where they had that
the Chainsmoker concert?
The Chainsmoker concert, yeah.
You're gonna run. I could see Jersey. What they can do is do an undisclosed location. Something on private area. The problem is once you put it somewhere, people are gonna want to show up.
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico, they don't want to travel. No, they want to stay in the Northeast. A closed-in resort where you could limit the people, but that doesn't exist on what they want to do. Montauk, yeah. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Can you imagine they do it in the park?
City Field?
No, here.
Like
right across the street from me.
Park?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Across the street from me?
Yeah.
That'd be amazing.
That'd be the way. I would love that.
Of course you would.
They would use my house as
walk
gorilla.
Right across the street.
They would use my house as gorilla.
They'd use this room as gorilla.
Yeah. It would be perfect.
There'd be a big tube going from your house.
Can you
across the
imagine
street.
Vince coming here? Vince just said, I want you to picture, like, they're running the show across the street. Vince is sitting here. My son opens a door in his Spider-Man underwear.
Kid, pal.
Ah, come here. What's his name? Hunter. Ah! Ah! He just loses his mind.
His head explodes.
Yeah.
And tells you he has to take over.
All right. All right.
I'm dying. I'm leaving you the company.
All right. I gotta go. Sapphire. We could run it at Sapphire.
Hell yeah.
We could
Is
do it
that
there.
what's up with the Sapphire belt?
Catalyst Wrestling. It's on hold right now. Everything's on hold. Any other questions, guys?
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Give us your questions.
Sasha would dominate in AEW. I'd love to see Sasha in there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Sasha would do well. Kenny being in a tag team with Hangman is a waste, both of them. I think the reason why they're in a tag team is because they're still holding.
Yeah.
They're holding.
Plus, they were great as a tag team in New Japan, so they already have pre-existing chemistry.
Yeah, they would do well. I'm not against the tag team. I like the slow burn of it. And again, a lot of storylines have been delayed and paused because of all this happening. You know, we never saw that crazy War Games match that was supposed to take place in Jersey.
Yeah.
I think people forget that was the week, right?
That's right.
That was the week they canceled the show.
Oh my God, they'll do it. But they did Stadium Stampede.
Yes, it was not as good though. Again, I'm not a big fan.
So here's the thing I just realized. AEW has been doing New Japan style booking because they're trying to get everybody on the show.
Yes.
So keep everybody protected.
Tag matches.
10-man tag, whatever. Like do all that stuff. You know, I think it works. Keep
Blood and
everybody
Guts.
healthy.
That was the name of the match. The
Okay.
Blood and Guts match. We didn't get it. No, I like the tag match. Listen, I'm not against the tag matches. Their TV has been consistently good. There's been less. You know, you look at a 2-hour span, right? Like, is AEW better TV than at this point than NXT? Yes, at this point, I believe so. I would have said no. You know, in the beginning, I think AEW did a lot of weird stuff in the beginning. I think a lot of those long women's matches didn't resonate. I think the profiling people that were just coming up. That's what After Dark is for now.
Well, and the TNT title. And they signed Eddie Kingston. Like their signings are coming in very like interestingly.
Eddie Kingston is a very interesting signing because he's a guy that WWE would just destroy.
Right.
Right? He that character would not be able to resonate the way he does now. By the way, I got really drunk and I really thought Eddie Kingston won the Impact title. But it was Eddie Edwards. But Eddie Edwards, like his new look, freaks me out.
Really? You know,
because he kind of looks like Eddie Kingston's gimmick. It's like a rough guy, a ruffian. So a hooligan.
Can we talk about the end of SmackDown with Alexa Bliss and the Fiend?
Oh my God, that was. You know what? I watched it again. I showed it to my daughter. My daughter loves the man in the red shirt, as she calls him. And I showed it. Alexa was so unconvincing. Just sitting there on the floor. She was just over it. I thought he was good. Listen, it was fine. I thought it was a nice hokey ending.
Absolutely.
I was into it. Forget about, the bad acting, but I thought it was a cool ending where they're going to have her come into play now in this storyline. Whatever. Whatever. All right, what else do we have? Any other question before we wrap it up?
I don't have a monitor, so I got.
Okay.
I'm just staring at your. What is that? Coffee?
Which one?
Right in front of me.
That is not coffee.
Oh, that's the amphetamines.
That's the amphetamine. No, it's dog and cat repellent for the yard.
Really?
Yeah. Because I have.
You got a big straight.
No, it works. No, it works on raccoons.
Oh. Okay.
I have possums and raccoons all over the place.
Yeah.
It's like the animal kingdom back there. Do you think they'll give Big E a title run or turn him heel? The original concept, Eric, was that they were going to turn him heel on Kofi, and that was going to be a big program. I think for SummerSlam last year, and they really held off on it because the New Day, the decisions they've made with the New Day really have to do with their popularity and their merch.
Plus, Xavier's out with an injury.
And Xavier being out with an injury, I mean, he has an Achilles injury, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, which is not I can't imagine he's going to come back to the same level.
A long recovery.
Yeah. But they're so popular with a key demo, and that's teenage guys. Very popular where they don't want to break it up. Listen, I think they're so likable, these guys.
Yes.
Like naturally likable, all three of them, where it's going to be a hard sell. But however, if one of them is really convincing at it, and I think it has to be Big E, man, you're going to freaking hate him for turning on him and breaking up the gang. You know what I mean?
He would be the guy to do it. And also, like, people forget, Big E, he was an NXT champion.
He was the second NXT champion, right?
After Rollins.
After Rollins,
I think so, yeah.
Like, he was never intended on, a singles push. The hype that Keith Lee gets, for comparison, that was there for Big E.
Yes.
And he went to the main roster. They teamed him up with Dolph, and I thought that was good too. I thought him and AJ had great chemistry. Him and Dolph had great chemistry. That's kind of the point that I was getting really into the character development and everything. They made the New Day work. It was never intended to work, and they made it work, and they made it work on a tremendous global level, and it really has to do with them. I would really personally really like to see the turn. What do you think of having their Payback pay-per-view 1 week? What do you think of WWE having their Payback pay-per-view 1 week after SummerSlam? SummerSlam pay-per-view is 23rd. So about, 2 months ago or a month ago, I reported that, spoke to a friend of mine at one of the networks, and he said, hey, WWE's running a pay-per-view on the 30th. And I go, SummerSlam? He goes, no, the week after SummerSlam, they're running. So whatever happens at SummerSlam, there's going to be a program that leads into this. He said, think of it much like Tuesday in Texas.
Okay.
He doesn't know what the finishes are. He knows what's proposed, which I'm not going to ruin here because it'll out the person.
Right.
But I find it very interesting that they're running it. Now, Payback was not always going to be it. They were playing around with the women's pay-per-view idea. They had envisioned it would be back in front of a live audience.
Like Evolution Part 2?
Yeah. They just don't have the talent right now.
Okay.
Remember, Becky's out. Charlotte's out.
Yeah, Kairi Sane's gone.
Tessa's not signed. Kairi Sane is gone. Their women's division is not really at the level it needs to be. They need a big name.
Sasha and Bailey are definitely the center of attention.
They are. Tremendous. And
Charlotte's out.
Listen, they did a great transition, right? Between Charlotte and Becky, and they transitioned into Bailey and Sasha.
Which I'm very happy with.
Yeah.
They work. I like their promos.
Listen, Tessa's going to go over there. So
you think so?
Yeah.
All right.
Tessa's going over there.
Okay.
Listen, Tessa, it's a natural storyline.
It's money.
Tessa and Charlotte?
Yeah.
That's the story. What a great storyline.
Tully's stuck.
Tully's stuck there, and Flair's getting written off TV, from what I heard. Flair did not. Oh, let's talk about that. Flair did not look great on TV.
I hate to laugh. But,
I think I caught, and listen, I don't want to say what I said. I think he was put in a bad. It was bad writing for him.
Yeah, and also I think maybe he just zoned out a little bit.
Possibly.
It just does it bother you that he says Kevin Owen?
No, I'm fine with that. He kind of,
That's what you sent me the other day.
That is what I sent you the other day. I don't want to be mean on the air.
It's okay.
I would like more for him.
Me too.
Keep him in a different role. He doesn't need to be on TV every week. I didn't like how he was portrayed.
You ever watch the TV show Nosferatu?
Yes.
With Zachary Quinto?
Yeah.
You know how he's got that in-between phase of young and
I don't remember
old?
that. Yes.
He looks just like Ric Flair in the in-between phase.
Oh my god.
People look that up. If you're a fan of Nosferatu, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Here we go. Charlotte Chocolate Thunder in our chat room. Sorry, Chocolate Thunder, for missing this. Do you think the AEW's rumor of bringing back the Four Horsemen is true, and will it happen with Cody or someone else? So
FTR.
That is interesting. I don't know how true that is. I don't think they'll call them the Horsemen. No. WWE owns the rights to that, but I do see them doing some sort of,
the men.
Listen, man, they've tried this. They did Fortune in TNA. They've done, WWE did Evolution. You had the 18 versions of the Horsemen. I don't think we need a Horseman group. I don't think the Horseman name resonates to the level that it does now. But whenever you do a rebrand like that, it's never as good.
Can I pitch you 2 versions.
Yeah,
Which one do you like better?
Yeah.
FTR,
Okay.
Hangman,
Okay.
Cody.
Okay. I like that.
FTR, Hangman, MJF.
Cody.
Cody, right?
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
that if
Give
you're
me your DX now. Give me WWE's DX. 4 members.
WWE's DX.
Yeah. Give me your suckets.
You mean AEW's DX?
No, WWE's. Give me like a revamp of DX
But with WWE.
with WWE guys.
That's tough. That's hard. Like
Who would be the guys?
New Day.
No, I got it. I know who it is.
Okay. New Day.
Adam Cole.
Yeah. Okay.
I would do Undisputed Era.
Yeah.
I would just turn them into DX. NWO.
Cool guys, man.
Cool guys. Who are they?
Roman.
Roman, definitely.
Seth.
Okay.
You need like I think that's a different
Roman.
John Cena. Roman, Seth, John Cena.
Roman, Randy, John Cena. And then you add guys.
Oh.
Okay, how about this? Roman,
Randy.
Randy,
It's
John
funny how
Cena.
Roman's on like every one of our lists.
Yeah, listen, I people think I'm nuts. I want him to come back.
Absolutely.
Roman returning would be great.
He's
They
great.
need him.
Big Oos.
Big Oos. Where are the Oos?
I know he's getting jacked, dude.
No. The other
the
two
Usos?
Ooses.
I
Yeah.
don't know. They're getting jacked too.
Oh,
I think
man.
everybody just comes back like super jacked.
Dude, Roman looks remarkable. This
Mhm.
guy's going to come back. Huge push.
Big abs, huge push. That vest
Yeah.
ain't gonna fit him no more.
Believe that.
Would you pay $250 for that cameo for Roman?
What does he say?
You just tell him, you write them a script, and then like, remember the stuff I sent you that my boy sent?
Can we write fan fiction?
You could. All right. So a couple of weeks ago, some dude bought. You saw it, right?
I saw it.
Yeah,
Hysterical.
some dude
Yeah,
paid $400 to ask out Alexa Bliss, and she let him down very gently. I think you can write something and suggest something, but it's up to the person to up to their judgment to say like, should I do this or should I not do this? You know.
I just want him to congratulate us on our wedding. That's really what I want. Believe that. Congratulations, Rich and Andrew.
I wonder if you can get him to like, if you can get somebody to be like, can you just say, you've been watching Matt Men podcast, smash that like button.
They do that all the time, and I hate it. I hate seeing a podcast like YouTubers do that a lot, where they pay the cameos to get certain person to be like, hey, you're watching the something show, hit that like button. Like we don't even ask our guests to record that. Like a lot of podcasts like, hey, why don't you record? We don't do that weird radio thing. I always found it weird.
Do you mind saying you're watching the Z-Man and
the Hot Boys
and the R on Matt Men the podcast?
On 92.3 K-Rock?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The Matt Men in the morning.
Yeah. The best is Spencer did that when he was at Westwood One.
Oh, really?
And he had Gary Coleman on.
Oh, no shit.
So he had Gary Coleman on. Gary Coleman had no idea what he was coming on to, and he was promoting something.
Ooh, okay.
So he came on Spencer's show, and they brought him in. And afterwards, they were like, "Hey, can you record? Like, hey, you listen to the Bald Truth with Spencer Coburn?" And he's like, and he was so disgruntled about it, right? He's like, "Yeah, fine, whatever." And he kept getting the name wrong. He kept calling him Spencer Colburn or Colburn. And he's like, "I'm only doing this one more effing time." He's like, "I'm not recording this again." And he hit the spot. But they hate doing those.
Oh, yeah.
Hate doing those.
There was somebody, I forget, that reminded me of like my college radio days, or like we used to do that too. But I remember
the liners?
The liners. And that one show had somebody on who was like, not famous, but somebody who was like okay enough to come to a college campus. And I forgot who it was.
Dane Cook.
And no, it was a girl. And she was just like the producer. I was like in the other room and I'm watching this happen. I was like, oh, it's cool that she's here, whatever. And then the host was like, hey, would you mind doing just like a little liner for us? And she was like, no, I gotta leave.
Yeah, I get it, man.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. I have no interest in doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of plugs, how about a plug for my new podcast, Derek at Rebooking Roles on Twitter. REBOOKINGROLES. Rebookingroles.com. Rebooking role.
You can't even get it right.
Rebooking Roles on Twitter, Derek. God damn you.
See, that's what happens. If you paid Andrew, he would have gotten that right. First shot out the door.
Have you heard me doing the copies before the show and hearing me lose my mind when I can't hit and I always blame the copy every time. Oh shit, Deacon's here.
What's up, dude? Doing all right?
What's the matter?
He's like the thin man.
Thin man. Also, follow Bruce from CT on Twitter as well.
Oh no, the Slender Man.
Slender Man.
Slender Man.
Thin man. He's a thin man. Anything else, guys? What else?
That's fun.
Yeah, what else before I wrap it up? Come on. Give me your questions. Can you tell me that you love me, miss me, and really want to kiss me? Adam, yes. Of course.
Adam who?
Adam in our chat.
Oh, that guy.
Bruce is going to post the Matt Men song from WrestleMania.
We got to write a Matt Men song.
What was the Matt Men song from WrestleMania? I don't remember.
You
All
sure,
right.
you sure you have more wine in the house?
I think so.
Yeah, let's do it.
I hope so.
Let's do it.
I hope so. God.
Let's leapfrog over each
All
other.
right, guys. All right, that's it for this week, guys. See you all next time.
Goodbye.
Take care.
That's fun.
All right, babies.
Oh, my ears are hot.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. Look how long this hair is.
Looks good, man.
Good.
Where do you go to Steve 3000?
I haven't cut it.
Are the mics off?
No. Hold up. All right, everybody. See you later. Take care.